So, Rick, do you love or hate LeBron saying he wants to play with Bronny in the NBA?
I love that he wants to play with Bronny. I hate that he said he wants to play with Bronny in the NBA because the pressure it puts on Bronny. I mean, let's be real. Bronny is not, for those who may not be aware, like Bronny in no way has the physical attributes of his dad. He's a 6'2", 180-pound combo guard. And when they call you a combo guard, it means you're not quite enough of a ball handler, playmaker to be a point guard, and you don't shoot it quite well enough to be a shooting guard. So you're a combo guard. He, from the scouts that I've talked to, is projected as a mid-major talent in college. He's 17 years old. Now, being LeBron James's dad, and the pressure and attention that comes with it's double-edged sword. There's certainly some advantages to it, certainly some disadvantages. But to say not like it would be cool, I'd love to do it, but LeBron said, I want to see this happen. Well, who has the most pressure on them now to make that happen? It's Bronny James. And based on his physical gifts, there's no guarantee that he can make good on that. So, look, I'm sure they've talked about it. Bronny may be good with it. Then again, he may not. Who knows, where he is on this. I just, to want to do it, any father would enjoy doing that. To put it out there and say, I want to see this happen, now puts a whole lot on Bronny, that as a 17-year-old kid who isn't guaranteed to have NBA level talent, I wouldn't do it to my kid. I'd want him to be whatever he wants to be, whatever his aspirations are. If it happens to be to follow in my footsteps or we get to do something together, I would love that. But I'm not going to demand that, or I'm not going to put that out in the world that I want to see that happen, because it basically takes the kid's choice out of it at this point, does it not?
No. Bronny can play at the highest level as long as he wants to, and if he makes it to the NBA, great. And that's all LeBron is saying. This is the family business. So, of course, he's going to say he wants to play with his son. His son plays basketball. LeBron is, in my opinion, the second greatest to ever do it. But one thing I don't do, because LeBron is so great, is compare anyone on earth to LeBron James. Similar to Tom Brady, I have no interest in having those conversations. It's LeBron James, and that's it. It's Tom Brady, and that's it. And the only one I'm having a conversation with when it comes to LeBron James is Michael Jordan, and I don't have that conversation either. So I don't have any pressure on Bronny. If Bronny makes it to the NBA, that's going to be an incredible story. If he doesn't, okay, he had a nice college career and enjoyed playing basketball like any high-level basketball player did that didn't make it to the NBA. I'm not going to think less of Bronny because he didn't become an NBA player, which we know is incredibly difficult to do. I have no expectations of Bronny whatsoever. I don't compare anyone to LeBron James, and I certainly don't expect a high school player to be as great as his father right away. So even if he did make it to the NBA, I'm not going to put any kind of pressure on Bronny to have this LeBron James-like career, because I don't put that kind of pressure on anyone who comes into the NBA, whether you're LeBron's son or not.
I'm with you, Joy. For me, I love every bit of it. Let me put this in perspective for you. My youngest is 9 years old. He's my only son. I am 38 years old. LeBron is 37 and Bronny is 17. Like, that is unreal to be able to even consider that as a potential. So given that that is a potential, yes, I want that. Like you said, Rick, any and every dad or any and every mom would want that experience to share the court with their son or daughter. Look at Ken Griffey Sr. and Jr. And then when it happened in 1990, they go back to back Homer. What? I want that. I want to. That is you don't dream of things like that. That can only happen just like those are 1 in a million odds for something like that to happen. So for me, and then talking about the pressure that it puts on Bronny, I thought about that too. And then I thought to myself, well, pressure is really the attention that you give something. So if Bronny's focus is just being a high school baller and getting to the next level, he wants what his dad wants, but his attention has to be where it is. So the attention you give, oh man, I got to get to the NBA because my dad wants me to. He's not thinking that way. Its pressure is made by the attention you give something. And so with LeBron saying, I want to play with my son, guess what? If his son is not the best NCAA player and he jumps to the NBA, you think a team that LeBron is on isn't going to give him a tryout to see if he can just suit up with his dad? You better believe it's going to happen. So for me, I would say it. I would love to see it. I'm excited for it to be the future of what comes. We will see. LeBron has been applauded for his ability to take care of his body. And so that's what this is going to boil down to. Can he stay healthy? Can he continue this long tenured run?
Look, I would love to see it too. And I have no problem with LeBron, any father wanting to see that happen. I think it would be amazing. It would be a testament to LeBron James's longevity. But Joy Taylor, you are a good person. Have you looked at Twitter? You're familiar with Twitter. You're familiar with the public. There are
Wait, am I not a good person?
There. They don't. I'm getting to you, Greg Jennings. They're not making comparisons. They make comparisons every single damn day. Greg Jennings, you think no one is going to say, oh, yeah, your dad wanted you to get there and you were a mid-major or you weren't drafted and then you got to try out. That's because of your dad. Like, you don't think that Bronny's going to hear all of that as a result of this being out there? You damn well know he is. He's going to hear it every day from now until it does or doesn't happen. That is my only concern. Like, LeBron can do what he wants, and Bronny can do what he wants. And I would love for that. Look, as I said, what a cool thing that would be to see in basketball, because to my knowledge, I don't know that we've ever seen it in basketball. Yet another first for LeBron James. I just don't like that he put it out there and said, I want to see this happen, because now there's one person that has to make that happen, and that's Bronny James. And I wouldn't put that on a 17-year-old.
What's the saying? Aim at the moon, land in the stars? Is that what it is? I could be butchering that. But why not? Why not set the expectations high? I'm not going to do something because Twitter might talk bad about me. Twitter talks bad about me every day. And you know what I do? The same thing I did yesterday. And you know what I'm going to do tomorrow? The same thing I did today. So Twitter can say what they want. If that's what they're into, let them talk.
That's you for you.
Okay, well, he has LeBron James as his
That's
father.
Not you for somebody else.
Who also gets talked about quite frequently, much more frequently than yours truly. And he's managed to navigate that for a very long time at the highest level, being the biggest superstar in the world. So he could give him a little bit of advice. Hey, turn your don't check your mentions, all right? Turn that filter on and don't look at it. So yes, I know what people are going to say about it. It's not going to be me because I'm a realistic, rational person. But yes, people will compare him to LeBron James. They are going to do that because that's his father. But to not aim for that goal because of what people might say, that I don't subscribe to. Who cares what people say? Do you?